Happy Friday, Simmers and animal lovers. It is Erin. I am the Rescue Simmer, and you are watching the 100die Fundie Baby Challenge, a challenge in The Sims 4 where we take the 100 Baby Challenge to Weird Culty Fundie Church. You guys, I have some splaining to do. It is 10 o'clock on Sunday night. It is the first day of winter, and I remember telling you guys that the next episode was going to be like Preparation Day and Harvest Fest. Well, that happens in fall, and as I pull up the calendar here, you can see that we're definitely not in fall. We are in the first week of winter. That's because we did a live stream. Looks like a lot of you guys were there. Thank you so much for popping in, for taking a look. We did a live stream with Amy and Mateus. We got their family started. We spent, I think, like 4 days with them. It was really lovely. And if you weren't there to make it live, a lot of you have already watched the VOD. Those that haven't, no worries. We've got some updates in the community tab that give you enough of an understanding of where they're at right now. But that took all of the last week of autumn. So I had to kind of juggle things around. We did sort of a practice preparation day and Harvest Fest. So there will be some differences between this one and that one. And you guys, we have a birthday. Even though I had aging for other households off, somehow Plummy, this is her birthday today. We are at the point where we have to age her up or the game is going to. I don't know why it waited until 10 p.m. Normally that happens at 6 and I would have just come in with her aged up. But happy day. Girl is more than ready. Also, I almost cried when I realized these little beans have aged up. So we have little Dan Barite. And thank you guys so much. Frenchie, I think you called out for me that Dan Barite was accidentally named Dunbarite, and that our beautiful little rose quartz was actually spelled with an S instead of a Z. So that has been changed. We have our babies named correctly, our infants. I did give them makeovers in CAS. But guys, before this night ends, Plumbite needs to age up. And with that, we are going to be going over our sexuality and gender roles in a little bit more depth because there hasn't been a whole lot of depth in them. So buckle up. Let's get ready. Come on, Plummy. Plumbite aged up, you guys. Love starting the episode this way. So she was mean, and now she is, she's a foodie. So she is going to really love eating food, and she's going to really love making food. These Sims become happy and have fun when eating good food, become uncomfortable when eating bad food, and can watch cooking shows for ideas. If only she could watch cooking shows, you guys. So this kind of, I don't know, I'm kind of getting a sense about her. Like, Plummy is mean. She enjoys the mean interactions. I think maybe she's probably gonna judge people, other wives probably, on how well they cook. She might be a little bit of a gossip spreader. I would love to say that her heart is in the right place. I think this is probably a stress response for her, but more on that in a minute. This screen is boring. So let's pick an aspiration for her. There are 22 options, so I am just going to ask my phone to pick a number between 1 and 22. I will edit out what I call my phone so that your phones don't go bananas. Pick a number between 1 and 22.
11.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right smack dab in the middle. She is a nature aspiration. There are 8 aspirations she could get. Pick a number between 1 and 8.
5.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, she wants to be a curator. So she's going to want to collect bits and bobs. I think she's going to want to have probably nice, rare things in her house. It's not quite snob, but I can see how this kind of has this like, oh, the best for me and not for thee kind of thing. So here's Plummy doing her best impression, I think, of Opal. Telling, I think. She was doing a lot of talking with Opal at first. So let's pause it here. I'm going to get her into Create a Sim. So this is our Danny. He is in his jammies. His cute little sister, Rose Quartz, is right here in her jammies. They are in their color coordinated outfits. I'm just going to bring up Everyday super quick. Rose Quartz is almost like a soapy kind of pink, to me is how I would describe it. So her bow is probably the best example of that. That's why I went with this hairstyle. But she looks adorable like any infant should. Dan Barite actually spawned in with this hair. So I kept it. I like the texture on him. It's also a little bit of a lighter brown than the rest of his family, which I am so happy for the variation, you guys. So these are his jammies. Let's take a look at his everyday. It's very nondescript, okay? There is no logos on anything here. No way that we could say we're praising anything but the watcher. He's very white and gray. So he is a more masculine version than what Opal would have been, where Opal is white with a lot of like blues and greens and pink flecks. Danburite is a clear crystal, so I wanted to reflect that with whites and grays, so that's where we went there. Now for Plumbite. Plumbite is a precious stone unique to The Sims. So let's go ahead and give her a makeover. This hair, I love this for her, but it just can't stand. And I already have this on her fierce sister Opal, so I'm going to give her her own unique hairstyle. Maybe we could do hair up, you know? Or if we're loving a bang moment, and I don't see why we wouldn't, we could do this hairstyle from Snowy Escape. I actually really like that. It's nice and long, which would fit her father's preference for their hair. Now we are in winter, and we're going to be in winter for a few weeks, and even early spring is quite cold, so I'm going to dress her in warmer everyday clothes. I do want to stick with her color. It's a bright green if I can find it. It's a very bright, vibrant green, and we want to make sure she is very outwardly pious, because I think Plumbite is very preoccupied with outward appearances. This is so cute, but it's got a design on the front. I don't think that would fly. Oh, what about this? This is actually kind of nice. It's not got too much detail on it. Literally everything is covered. I don't think you could argue that someone was more pious. There is even a green skirt, but it's like brown green, and I don't know that I love it, to be honest. Could we do a white maybe to brighten it up a little? I think we could. Or we could go red. She could be very Watcher Miss colors. You guys, I'm not even in everyday. I am in her cold weather outfit. Now that we have that established, we'll give her some boots. And I think that's good for her winter wear. I do have other outfits to do, so I will meet you guys right back here once I am all done. Alrighty guys, we are back. This is Plumbite's everyday. I decided to go with a more Western theme. She does have a button-down shirt on. She does have a little bit of a Western skirt where she's got her little belt on. Super cute. She's still in flats. I decided to change her hair because it was just, she was looking very mature. She wasn't looking like a teen, even for this group. So I decided to switch that. We do have her formal outfit, her athletic wear. We'll come back to that in a minute. Her sleepwear, same thing that all of her sisters have worn and her mom. Her party wear, her swimwear, same thing as her athletic wear. This is her hot weather wear, and I decided to give her two outfits, one for going out of doors and then one for just being kind of cold indoors. I did switch this skirt. So for her athletic wear, and I know we have not done her gender or sexuality roles yet, we are getting to that, I promise. We are going to bring your attention to a wisdom booklet. Wisdom booklet 15. I know it's been a minute since we have been in there, but guys, there is a plethora of problematic knowledge to be gained by this. It is just fleeting, and something were to tell me that if I were to be even more in depth, I could find snippets here and there, but I want you to watch how casually this is dropped in. So Wisdom Booklet 15 is what taught us about eye traps and drawing the viewer's, men's, gaze to your countenance is what we need to be doing, and that we need to be obsessing over every article of clothing to make sure that that happens. This essentially introduces the male gaze and initially puts both men and women subservient to it. We have gone over that in previous episodes. This episode, we're going to hone in on number 7 here that he highlights. It is entitled Practice Personal Disciplines of Neatness, Cleanliness, Exercise, and Weight Control. Now, there are 10 ways that he says to attract people's eyes to your countenance, to your face. This isn't the first one. This isn't the last one. It's kind of sandwiched in there, and that is by design. So it reads, a grateful spirit and good stewardship demand that clothes be kept clean, orderly, and well pressed. The most expensive garment can look shoddy if not properly maintained. So men and women, if you are not exhausted enough taking care of all of these children, not just feeding, clothing, bathing them, you have to be educating them, and you are their sole social outlet. Everything must be kept neat and orderly, or you don't have a grateful spirit and you're not a good steward of what God has bestowed upon you. He goes on to say personal hygiene and fitness are necessary as well, if flaws are not to distract the observer's eyes. Did you read that? If flaws are not to distract the observer's eyes. So what he's implying here is that your body is to be in tip-top shape, the peak of physical perfection, so that when the male gaze does a once-over on you, and this happens to both men and women, it goes, yep, what a fine fit human, and then is supposed to just go up to your face. What kind of logic is that? Now, I am not saying one thing or another. If you have a fitness regimen, that's commendable. That is outstanding. If you are somebody that puts your clothes away on hangers the second that it comes out of the dryer, oh my goodness, do I need some tips from you? Because girl, I don't. But if you are someone who contributes to their society, their family, or their deity in a different way, well, we can't have those overweight uggos here because they might distract from the other beautiful people. And we want beautiful people. So I remember when Plummy was a toddler, dressing her and saying that, hey, she seemed to have a little bit more weight on her, which is fine. Toddlers are supposed to be a little bit chubby. They're supposed to have extra weight because they have a ton of growing to do and they need extra cells to be able to do that. Obviously, listen to your medical professional above anything else. But if your doctor isn't concerned, you should not be either. And Plummy, I haven't changed anything, has aged into a teen with some extra weight on her. She's got a little bit of a tummy and girl has some hips, okay? And by the way, she's not that big. She is certainly not that big. But Bethy and James, specifically Bethy, would be really worried by this. They love their daughter. They don't care what she weighs, but they are in a cult that tells them that their children are a direct reflection on them and their abilities. And they know that Plummy has to marry in order to get out of their house and in order to have her own family, which to them is the pinnacle of happiness. Although Bethy, I cannot imagine, would be cutting and mean to her child, this sizeism and guilt and narcissism is just so casually thrown in the doctrine that I can imagine that Bethy wouldn't be able to avoid equating Plummy's beauty. Even in the farthest back corners of her mind, I don't think she would be cognizant of this, but she would be equating those things with Plummy's worth, or at least assessing that other people might do that. So in order to help her daughter, you can bet that especially with her being a foodie, Bethy is going to take special attention to try to work a workout regimen into their already overwhelmingly busy lives. So on that sunny note, let's see how Plummy's sexuality and gender roles go. So first and foremost, I'm going to start with sexual orientation. Now, you guys know that I'm in the process of writing this challenge. It's not done, not by any means, and I kind of want to finish this generation before I set to really writing those rules in stone. But I shared with you that I am using personally CDC statistics and information and Gallup polls. Now, I'm going to be bringing forward the Gallup polls because I think that they are really well written and they have really great visual aids. The CDC stuff is just more like lists and numbers. So this Gallup poll surveyed American adults who self-reported as lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, or something other than heterosexual from the years of 2012 to 2022. Back in 2012, it was around 3.5%. In 2022, it's 7.2% of the population identified themselves as something other than heterosexual. So like I said, I am going to be rolling out of 10. It's just a nice even number for me. And 7% out of 100%, if you take that from a 1 to 10 equivalency, would be 0.72 out of 10. But that's not a nice round number, and that doesn't hit well on a 10 scale, which I like to use. You can use a different scale if you want to. So I just rounded up to 1. So 1 out of 10 rolls would make this sim something other than heterosexual. So that's always the first roll that I do. So I'll do that now. Show me a number between 1 and 10.
7.
I'm laughing because I have said before that one number that would be rolled, that they are something other than heterosexual, is 7. Because biblically, 7 is the number of spiritual perfection. It is typically associated with God's divine intention. And I like the poetic justice. So Plummy, not a straight sim. You guys, I thought for sure that we would have many children by the time that we had a sim that was not heterosexual, just because a 1 out of 10 odds is still very, very small. Please excuse the joke. I make it in love and with all the pride that I possibly can. But at this point, I'm thinking Bethy's womb is like bedazzled or something, because out of her oldest 3 children, 2 of them are not heterosexual. 2 of them are not what her cult preaches is the norm. Oh my gosh. Plummy, your traits are making so much more sense now to me. And this is why I love rolling, because I don't believe that sexuality is a choice. I believe you are born that way, and that you come to figure out what your sexuality is, and then you get to just fit your life around it. So now that we have established that Miss Plummy is not straight, then we would move on to further define her sexuality. So if you get any roll other than a 7, then she would be, because she is a female, romantically attracted to men. She would not be exploring romantically, and she would only be interested in mess around or woohoo with men. And then your rolls are done. It's over as far as the sexuality goes. Gender may be a different story, but your sexuality roles are done. But Plummy is being an amazing guinea pig and showing us. So of the 7.2% of adults in 2022 that self-reported to be something other than heterosexual, this is how the Gallup poll broke those down. Now, I do want to say something that I feel like is very important to hear from me in my challenge, because I am broadcasting this over YouTube. This is not my own personal save file. I am only rolling for these top 3 in sexuality: lesbian, gay, or bisexual. Now, there are reasons for that. Pansexual, asexual, queer, and other LGBT statistics are way far under 10%, and mathematically, it would be more fair to make that number 0 rather than to bump it up to a 1 if we're going on a 1 to 10 scale. Second of all, I've shared with you my background, and I am very aware that I may have unintended biases. These top 3, transgender is something that I would roll for in their gender category. So we will consider that. We're just not there yet. But these top 3, lesbian, gay, and bisexual, were the hot topics when I was growing up. This is what I have the most exposure to. This is what I have the most discourse around. Those are the 3 types of sexuality that are most familiar to me, other than heterosexuality, which I am. And I feel very strongly that although there is absolutely nothing wrong with any other kind of sexuality, I feel that it is flippant for me and very disrespectful for me to be using a public YouTube challenge to discover and work through maybe unintended biases. We don't need that from another white, straight, cisgendered woman. And I think part of respecting something that you hold dear and that you know that others hold dear is to know when you don't know enough to add something intelligent to the conversation and to support the heck out of someone that does. Whether I like it or not, and I don't, because of my sexuality, because of my gender identity, I am assumed to have the floor. I am assumed to have the mic. I have privilege. I feel very strongly that it is no one's job to know all things, but it is their job to know when to stop talking and when to pass the mic. And out of absolute respect, in regards to these other very valid sexualities, it is my turn to pass the mic. It is not that I do not affirm them, I absolutely do. But this is too important to take a stab at and possibly get wrong. In your own challenges, the way that you are playing, I absolutely encourage you, especially if you are more familiar with the other sexualities than I am, to make up your own rules, to make up your own roles that represent those. So our Gallup poll found that 13.4% of the population of adults surveyed would report themselves to identify as lesbian, 20.2 would identify themselves as gay, and 58.2 would identify themselves as bisexual. Now, Amy is a female sim, so at this point, I would really only roll to see if she were bisexual or lesbian. Now, this Gallup poll doesn't really break down the differences between males and females who are reporting, but I'm just going to kind of go with a gut. The CDC reports do break down or do show through the numbers that women are much more likely to report themselves as being bisexual rather than being gay, while men are much more likely to report themselves to be gay rather than bisexual. So at this point, really what I would do is just make up my own stats for, hey, it's statistically more probable that she would find that she was attracted to both sexes rather than just being attracted to one sex, as long as she isn't heterosexual. Now, with her two sisters and her brother, I believe I set the chances for her being bisexual to 60% and her being same-sex attracted at 40%. So those numbers would have been 1, 3, 5, and 7, I believe. If I am wrong, please correct me in the comments, as I'm going to try to keep this consistent, but also know that I am sort of fine-tuning this as I'm moving the challenge along. So without further ado, show me a number between 1 and 10.
3.
3. So Miguel, just like her big sister Opal, who she was calling literally all the time, is specifically attracted to women. Now, to be fair, I don't think that I did a gender role before, and I think that that was my mistake. I think I just felt that as a straight sim, they would also be cisgendered, and then as a sim that clearly preferred same-sex rather than being open to both, that they would also be cisgendered. And I realized that that's not always the case. Now, it does show that 8.8% of all LGBT adults identify themselves as transgender. So if we're rounding, that's a 1 out of 10 chance. And when it's 1 out of 10, I just like to go with 7. So let's see what Miss Plummy gets. Show me a number between 1 and 10.
7.
Oh my goodness, you guys, mathematically, this is just blowing my mind. Plummy ma'am or plummy mix. I am going to refer to Plummy as ma'am or as she, her, while she is in her parents' house, because this is how she and her entire community and her parents and her family would be told to address her. Until she gets out, she is not really able to explore the fact that she is transgender. So for now, she will have a feminine frame. For now, she will prefer feminine clothing. She is able to become pregnant because we haven't done anything to change her biological organs yet. She can produce milk and she would use the toilet sitting. But we are going to remember that Plummy doesn't feel like the way that her sexuality is framed necessarily fits the way that she would identify herself. And again, I don't think at this point she would be aware, but this is, wow. Like out of our first 4 kids, not 3, out of our first 4 kids, 1 ran away. The other is living in a lavender marriage. We do have 1 heteronormative child. He is the male. And we have a sim that for darn sure cannot stay in this faith. Oh my goodness, Plummy, I'm so sorry that I ever said anything sarcastic about you. I had no idea what you were going through. So let's pop back into game. I am so shocked, you guys. Okay, well, everybody is going to be going to bed. It's been an eventful night already. All of the roles are, I need some time to process. I will see you all on Monday morning. Oh, at 1:30 in the morning. Look at this little man. Dan Barite loves wake up time. I'm so amazed at that quirk. Thank goodness. Okay, so how are his needs doing? He is hungry, which means, Mama, that you need to wake up. Thank goodness you are rested. They are upset because they had a bad holiday yesterday because it was church day. Oh, look it. Our little Rose Quartz. Rosie is up. Hi, Rosie. She's being so sweet and waiting. Rosie's hungry too, though. So we really have to get downstairs in a big hurry. Oh, Danny also hiccups frequently, so he's a gassy little boy. Hopefully, mommy can feed him. We're going to get him on his play mat. You guys, I'm so upset because we got robbed of so many days with them. I don't know how I'm going to mitigate that in the future because, oh my goodness, we definitely have to play the others' stories. And you guys, I do want to call out, oh no, Daddy was going to bottle feed her, but we're just gonna cuddle her for now till mom gets done. He's such an involved dad, you guys. I forget that. And then here he is with the infants. I mean, he's older, right? Like, he should be exhausted. He's just right in there. Let's have them put their babies down. It looks like Danny he was just waking up because he was hungry. So he's been fed now. He's good on everything else. Daddy can try to get him to sleep. Oh no, Bethy. She's feeling sick. Oh my gosh, she's feeling ill. Well, no one can feed them but you, baby. Go feed your baby, and then we are going to try to do some natural remedies. We're going to try to go to sleep. Daddy's going to put Danny down, and I think we'll probably play him a lullaby. Oh, there he goes. I am going to send Dad back to bed. I know, buddy. It's okay, Danny. It's okay. We're going to get you. There he goes. He's going to go soothe to sleep. And it's 3:30 in the morning. So we are going to try to get Rosie to go to sleep just like her brother is hopefully trying to do. He is a wiggly infant and Rosie's a sunny one. So I know, buddy. He is asleep. That's great. I think Danny is probably going to need less sleep than Rosie, which is not the greatest. So mommy is just playing a lullaby. She's going to try to go get some rest to try to get herself a little bit better. And honestly, I think Plummy can take it from here. So we're going to be depending on her, but I will see you guys in the actual morning. Nope, never mind. We have our oldest in the house up. We have Jasper up. He is getting himself some nice healthy breakfast that his mother, and I think it's just his mother. I don't think his sister made that. That his mother made. He is still sweating, not having a good Sunday. I'm going to say that it was a snowy day, so they couldn't go. But before we go anywhere, oh my gosh, all the kids are up. Look at them. All right, well, might as well set the table. We're going to do our traditionally female roles here. Oh, look at, he's saying hi to Blue. Oh, he's such a cute old boy. We have to start Jasper's courtship. He and Plummy are going to school. Plummy, and Onyx actually are going to school today to grab their supplies. I know that we're like replaying the week. I'm so sorry. It's just the way that the rolls went, or I'm sorry, it's just the way that the stream went. Plummy, you are bored. Let's play with our dog, who is also bored, feeling kind of sad for himself. He is a sweet old man who has always been there for you and for the other kids. So let's give him some absolute love. I am going to send her up afterward to use the bathroom, take a shower, all that goodness after we invest in this boy. Jasper's going to use the guest, or like the boys' toilet. He still hasn't finished his homework though, so that's interesting. He is a teen, and I think technically he could age up. I'm deciding that having a grade requirement was kind of silly of me. I'm not going to be doing that anymore. We're going to be focusing more on skills. He does have level 3 in pet training. Plummy had like level 8 in creativity, so like she was so good. He's got level 2 in logic. His handiness is not great. Oh, Rose is an early riser. Oh, Rosie. Oh, she is not happy about being up. She's stinky. That would be why. Okay. Well, let's get your stinky butt all cleaned. Mama is no longer sleeping. She is pretty rested. I will say her energy bar is full. I'm hoping that that's helping to cure her sickness a little. Her sadness seems to be going away down there, which is nice. Oh, there is Jasper in his trusty hat, sitting next to his faithful dog. Of course he would want to sit next to Blue. Oh, he's just going over to praise him. Oh my gosh. He's going to go do some homework. Ooh, and Bethy is not liking this stinky diaper. She is a squeamish sim, so that makes sense. She discovered that about her personality. So she is not, she's feeling nauseated from having to change the diaper. Well, baby, you're going to have to get used to it. Oh, I can't pop that in there. We have to set that they are using cloth diapers. Mom's gonna put rose quartz in her, I don't know, baby mat. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. Aw, Plummy just became good friends with Jasper. It is nice that she and Jasper can have a relationship because they were kind of like on each other's cases well, she was on Jasper's case before. I think that she's probably wanting to identify with like her only, he's not an equal. He's definitely supposed to be an authority for her, but the closest thing to an equal that she has in this house. Rosie is just going to go ahead and look at her toys. Mommy is going to get some food. Thank goodness. She's got to be able to take care of herself before she can take care of these babies. Let's get some leftovers. Dad's really stressed about not having healthy alternatives. It's because he ate holiday meals. Mom is going to do some baking, guys, and we are going to see Amy today. Probably Amy and Matt. I'll see if I can get the babies over. Mom is just grossed out by that diaper still. Oh my gosh. Honey, you were going to have to get over it. Reach milestone is unlocked for Rosie. Nice job, baby. Oh, look at the fam sitting around. That's so nice. Ooh, Daddy is flirty. We're going to be risque and blow our wife a kiss. We're going to help our kid with homework. We're going to help both of our kids with homework. I'll tell you what, I am going to be missing Plummy today. Mom's going to be missing Plummy today, but hopefully Amy will be able to come over. She does have her own children. So really at this, really at this point, she would be, let's repair this. Really at this point, she would be encouraged to focus on her own family, but for holidays and such, she would be definitely encouraged to get together with her original family. So let's do, yay, homework is complete for Jasper. Oh, we have a little boy up. I know, buddy. I know. Mommy has to get herself a little put together. She's doing some washing. She'll go up and get Danny down. Oh my gosh, wait, actually, they're not going to school today because it is a holiday. It is prep day. So we're going to prepare for Harvest Fest, for Family Harvest Fest, by cleaning and by baking today. This will help build the girls' domestic skills, which is going to be so helpful. And I think I'm going to have Plummy give Rosie a nap. So we're just going to go ahead and pick her up. We're going to sort of rock her to sleep, give her a morning nap here. Build those maternal skills that she is for sure definitely going to need. Oh, if only they knew what we knew, right? Oh, there's our boy getting dressed. You guys, I don't know what our Sims are going to do. I don't know how the Josephs are gonna take this news. Boys are set to outside chores and, sir, what are you doing? This man, I have to keep him away from the cross stitching all of the time, like holy buckets. Crotch stitches life. You know what? I love that for James. He is secretly a cross stitch aficionado. This is what gives him meaning. Oh my goodness. What a thing to hide from the church, you know? Oh, look at this girl. Aww. So sweet. All right, the boys are set to do their outside work. Plummy's life makes so much sense. We had always said that she'd been raised with such strict standards of like everything that she has to do and hoops that she has to go through and check boxes she has to do in order to say that she's having a successful pursuit of the Watcher. And that could have been why she was being so mean, that she was just trying to like throw anybody under the bus to keep the focus off of her. But this is like, of course, like there's so much about herself that she doesn't understand, that she is questioning. And of course she would want the focus on other people. Of course she would. She feels probably resentful and much more mindful than the other Sims that girls are meant to do something different than boys, that girls don't get to do as many fun things as boys. And when they call her, she just doesn't like everything attached to that. Aw, Mitch said hi, and Harvest Fest is tomorrow. Let's try to get, oh my gosh, Bethy, put that baby down. She just got done feeding him. How are his needs? Okay, not terrible. Bethy, go put Dan Barite down. Oh man. Okay, we're gonna call your daughter over. Put this little boy down. Get him out of your arms. You are contagious, ma'am. It is time to figure out what sin you have not uncovered about yourself. I know. I am gonna send her to bed. She's going right up to bed. Oh, Danny, I know, baby. His coup milestone just got unlocked. Let's look at your toys, please. Look at your toys. Meanwhile, Plummy, can we get our sister over? I would really appreciate that. Yes, let's get Amy over. Reach milestone is unlocked by Danny. Mom is trying her absolute best to be a part of this. You do not need to, my gal. It is just go. Just go. Rose is going to be fed by bottle. We're going to say that Beth pumped again. Now, I still don't know. She's a mean sim, so she likes mean interactions, but I still don't know if this would make it so that she didn't want children. Oh, Beth, I'm so sorry, sweetheart. Oh, she's stuffed up. Okay, from her illness, but disappointing drink. Okay. So none of this stuff I'm trying is helping. Okay, Jasper is feeling forlorn. No one likes me. No one will ever like me if I bother with anything anymore. I think he is lamenting the fact that he does not have a courtship yet. So Dad can say, I'll always love you. People like you, look around. That seems much more manly, you know? I'm glad you don't think my llama... Oh, he got closer to his dad. You sleep, Bethy. Oh my gosh. Rose has a good appetite. Oh my gosh, Onyx is doing cross stitch now. Oh boy. Look at the stank face. Look at the stank face on Plummy. And Rose is just absolutely loving this. We are going to go ahead and grab some flour, get that delivered so that we can start baking. Our sister is here, so why not ask her, excuse me. Well, it's nice that you're hugging. Our sister is here, so why not ask her an uncomfortable question, like how woohoo is? Let's see. Aw, she's a sunny infant. Let's get her out of the snow, thanks. Yeah, let's bring our sister inside. How about that? They're being mean. Oh my goodness, Plummy, for sure. Maybe, okay, Dad is bringing his child inside, I guess. She just asked her sister about woohoo and then made fun of her. And now she has a sentiment that says, how are we even family? Ugh, Plumbite struggles to comprehend how she can be related to some of her family members. Family can be so difficult sometimes. And this is from a difficult dynamic. I think that she and Amy are so different. Like, Amy is completely by the book. She will work her life so that it fits her worldview. And I don't think that Plummy has that option. And I think she's incredibly frustrated by that. Oh, Amy's trying to save it. She really is. But I think Plummy's just so annoyed by it all. She's trying to get along for the rest of the family, but... Ooh, and here is Darling, who is an adult. Man, we got to get Jasper's courtship started. You guys, speaking of things we have to get done, we are moving next episode. We are moving to Chestnut Ridge. So if you have families that you would like to see build the new cult, the 100die Fundie cult in Chestnut Ridge, then please submit those to that hashtag 100die Fundie hashtag in the Sims 4 gallery. Plummy wants to rudely introduce herself to someone. And unfortunately, I think that Darling it's been coming for a while. This is a mean sim. She's like, look, we don't believe in the stuff that you believe in. So like, clearly you're toxic. Get out of here. By the way, I'm Plumbite, just so that you know. Ooh, she does want to discuss fine cuisine. Can you tip her since you insulted her so that she'll go? And then we're going to unload our bag. Ooh, what are they going to cook together? I know that they're fighting right now, but I do want them to bake. And I think at her level, those sugar cookies are going to be the thing that she would probably want to do. Plummy is a foodie. And like I said, Plummy is she's a little thicker, which is absolutely fine. Sugar cookies taste amazing. Daddy, can you please, and I know you miss your daughter, but can you please not talk to her? So Amy is over today because I'm going to say that the kids, she actually has 3 children, 2 twins that were birthed from her and Matt, and 1 little boy who was adopted while she was pregnant with the twins. Oh, our kids are trying to go night-night. Just go night-night, sweetie. Oh, perfect. Wonderful. So she's helping to prep. She's helping to bake for everybody, which is so appreciated because Bethy is sick. But tomorrow we're going to get to the festivities. Actually, guys, I'm honestly wondering if today is going to be all that we record because of time. And we'll just imagine how Harvest Fest went. Her brothers are in the way. Boys, why don't you guys go outside, have a snowball fight, be rambunctious like only boys can do, and then Plummy can just sit in here and watch you longingly and get pointers from her ever perfect sister who has her whole life worked out. Guys, I do want to catch you up a little bit on Amy's life. I'm hoping that you guys saw the community posts by the time this has gone up, but if you hadn't, Amy and Matt, oh gosh, they are not getting along. Amy and Matt, look at her looking at her phone. She's like, I don't believe you. I'm going to Google it. No, there's no way. I'm going to do it your way. Amy and Matt have come to an understanding. Amy and he consummated the marriage as was expected. Amy, during that consummation, got pregnant with the twins. They adopted, and Matt has loved being a father, and Amy has loved being a mother. But she found out pretty quickly that this was a ton of work, and then on top of it, she didn't seem to get the same enjoyment out of woohoo that she was really looking forward to. She also didn't seem to get the same enjoyment out of it that her mother, her only example of this, seemed to talk about. That hadn't happened yet. And she and Matt had talked about it at Matt's prompting. Matt was noticing that this wasn't really doing the same thing for her that it was doing for him. And he had seen their marriage has some really horrible spots in it. Not horrible, but has some really tough spots in it. Matt is a tender-hearted dude, and his father isn't. While Matt and his mother don't always see eye to eye, Matt didn't want the same marriage that his father had. So he's always been more sensitive and saying like, hey, this maybe like because Amy was trying to tell him like, oh, it's just a season of life. It's in this season of life. I just need to get used to it. Maybe, maybe we need to talk with Pastor about me viewing this the wrong way. And he was like, okay, well, maybe if that will make you feel better, fine. But also, let's put a pause on this until we know that you feel better, because that's never something that his dad would have done. And Amy, you want to be a mom and I want to be a dad, and I love our children so much, all of them, but I was adopted and we can adopt children. And Amy feels incredibly guilty about this, but deep down, she's almost relieved. She's not ready to unpack that yet. She's had some experiences that are making her question quite a lot. And she's missing her sister like crazy. She's missing Opal like crazy. Still mad at her. Still hurt. But missing her. So I'm thinking the wheels of change are starting to turn in Amy. I don't know how long it will take. Probably, to be honest, a very long time. Look at this ma'am just knitting away. She looks so much better. Look at the help that her daughter has been able to give her. I feel bad that she missed Amy, but she got to do out of today what she really wanted. She loves this tradition because she's a clean sim. She's just sitting, knitting, resting. I think she is probably ready to go and feed her babies, help take care of them. Oh, she got a coo milestone unlocked. I think we're going to go just invest in the babes. We've done for the holiday what we need to do. My neighbor swears the food at the Humor and Hijinks Festival is to die for. Do you want to see if he's right or not? No. I just got over being sick. I need to have a spirit of gratefulness for that. Thank you. I hope you and your family have fun at that Sin Festival, Miss Schaefer. But as for us and our house, we will praise the Watcher and stay here. Oh my gosh, look at this snow pal. Onyx and Jasper built this. I think Jasper, Onyx, you're so sweet. I think Jasper is going to be taking his sister outside to be like, hey, I know you had to be in and baking, and maybe that's not your vibe, but would you like to come out and build a snow pal with me? Oh, she can't. She has to do the washing. She is not into this, you guys. Well, at least the boys are out having fun. Foodies unite. 1. Okay, all right. Well, Plummy should be... Oh, she went to go hug her mom. That's so nice. She's mean to like literally everyone but her mom and dad. She, I think, would like to be... Oh, no. Ma'am. All right, we'll go feed your baby and then go to bed. Guys, man, this is so frustrating. There's so much going on. This is so much to manage. I have forgotten about infants. I couldn't imagine having triplets. In this save file, I can't. Amy pretty much has them now. I am so glad that I am not playing her house at this moment. I would go bananas. Reach social level 4. Nice job, dude. I love that dad is with Danny. He was doing tummy time with his daughter. He's now doing tummy time with his son. He really loves being a dad. Guys, it is 6:30. Oh my goodness. There is just not enough hours in the day. I will tell you what. Poor ma'am. She needs to go take care of herself. She has fed her babies. That's really all she can do. And she's wanting to talk with Rosie. Aw, put Rosie down here. Buddy, can you try to play with your toys? That would be great. Oh, look, she got a fitness skill. Her mother would be so proud. She's going to go cook some whole wheat pancakes for dinner for her family because they really don't have any other groceries that would help them with that. But at least it's something easy for her to do while she is sick. She'll get some dinner. Look at her son, like, sitting there like, thanks, Mom. I want to talk to you and have a blast. But also, yeah. Also, could you hurry with this? I don't think he's kind of entitled, let's be honest. I do kind of want to see where his badge progress is at. Let's not do a cookie, sir. That's really for tomorrow. Thank you. I know you're hungry. Mom's making it. She is sick, but she's making it. All right, so it looks like he's got 3. Civic responsibility, he has almost got again. So to earn this badge, perform cleaning or repair actions. Okay, we can do that. It just has to be specific types of cleaning. Like he can clean the animal shed and he can go and take out the garbage. Oh, you guys, I am so sorry. I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. I know that not a ton got done in this episode, but honestly, I'm running out of recording time, first of all. Second of all, I think I'm just kind of ready for everybody to be over in Chestnut Ridge, and I would like to do that next episode. What we doing, buddy? Is he going to sleep? He's going to sleep. Well, he's exhausted from a day of leisure. Meanwhile, your sister is gotta pee, is having no fun, and is exhausted. Mom is really sick, but managed to still make dinner for everybody. Oh my gosh. And our little brother is getting our chores done. Oh, all right. Well, let's go to bed. Dad is putting little baby to sleep. What a good dad. He has been working hard out in the fields, just trying to manage everybody, to be honest, doing his best. Guys, I will see you next time in Chestnut Ridge, where I promise we will get Mr. Jasper's courting started. That's definitely going to happen. We actually have a really fun thing that I think I'm going to do for him. And then after we get him settled where he's going to go, we're going to have a Where Are They Now stream. But that won't be this weekend. That'll be next weekend after this next episode. So I will let this house of mostly exhausted, unhappy Sims. We're stinky too. Let's change that baby's butt before we put him down. Go for the night. We will be moving next episode to Chestnut Ridge. I'm so excited. Guys, tell me, please, what you see for Plummy. I can't imagine any world where she is even kind of interested in attracting a mate when she has this big a thing to sit on. I don't know how she's going to discover it about herself because, like we've discussed in streams, she's just not given vocabulary or life experience that would help her frame anything that she is going through. It's incredibly vague what they are given. It's not descriptive at all. It's not helpful, and it's riddled with guilt. So how are we going to do this? Please definitely make some families for this girl to help her on her journey. I so appreciate you. I know the Josephs do too. I hope you all have a wonderful, safe, happy week. I will see you the next time I post or stream. Watch or bless. And as always, guys, happy simming.